Hi and welcome. It's a little above 6:15 p.m. across Cameroon. It is time for the news in English on Canal International. Coming to you live, of course, from our studios in Central Douala. First things first, the headlines bearing the insignia of Kejang Henry Atembe.
Infanticide in Banga as 22-year-old mother kills her own baby, dumps dead body in a shallow well. The shocking discovery was made by neighbors who went to fetch water from the well. The suspect says the child was an impediment to her plans to go for greener pastures. 37-year-old Cameroonian ranked second best mathematician in the world. Out of 195,606 top mathematicians, Abdon Atangana is ranked second. And fan zones ready to accommodate thousands of Lions fans as the Qatar 2022 World Cup gathers steam. The Lions move to the green turf on Thursday, November 24 against the Societe of Switzerland. The 6:15 news rolls out in a split second with anchorman Mutarike Divine Ramsey Jr.
And without much ado, we flag open the session with a window on the unfolding Qatar 2022 World Cup for match day 3 scores and fixtures. It's been described as one of the tournament upsets, one of the greatest World Cup upsets, as Saudi Arabia shocked Argentina 2-1 in their opening group match. Earlier on, it was Africa's second flag bearer, Tunisia, who settled on a goalless draw with their opponents in that group, and currently it is Mexico going against Poland. We'll be giving you the scores of the other games as they unfold. Meantime, preparations continue within the den of Cameroon's indomitable Lions ahead of their clash against Switzerland coming Thursday. The squad managed by Rigobert Song Bahanak is doing everything possible, and thanks for those encouragements from personalities in the country, including President Paul Biya himself. Rigobert Song has made it known that they are doing everything possible to flag the country's flag as high as possible. It will be the 6th time for Cameroon to participate at the Global Football Jamboree. Stint this time around, many say, is a bit complicated, but also a possibility for the indomitable Lions. Of course, you might have heard clamors for them to reach the final, and why not bring home the World Cup for the first time to the African continent. Mirabo Mahop has been covering on the sidelines of the ongoing tournament for us in Doha. He spoke to a couple of journalists from the BBC and another from Rwanda, and these are the impressions they have regarding the performance or the expected performance of Cameroon's national football team, the Indomitable Lions.
You remember in 2014 when they last came to the World Cup, it was about off-the-pitch issues, problems. But we just want to see the Cameroon that plays beautiful football that we know and that we see. And we really hope that they can build on, because at the Africa Cup of Nations this year, they were very disappointed at home not to win it. But we expect that they have the players. We think they have the players who have the experience, who can deliver. Want to see Vincent Abubakar get those goals. It would be good to even see someone like Maxime Choupo-Moting, playing, showing the form that we have seen in Bayern Munich as well. So I think they have the players. They're in a tough group. It's going to be an easy group. But Switzerland lost to Ghana in the build-up, so you're thinking to yourself, well, it's doable. Saudi Arabia has beaten Argentina. It is doable. So we think that we hope that Cameroon the fans, I spoke to Cameroon fans this week, and they told me that in Cameroon they say impossible n'est pas Cameroon or something like that. Yes. So, and they say that they are sure they are going to carry the trophy.
I think they will do better. They will not be like Senegal yesterday, because they had the game in their hand, but they failed to control in the second half. So I don't see that Cameroon will do what Senegal did yesterday. And of course, they have Samuel Tofis. He has been a good player in Europe, so I think it will also help them, because he's supportive every single day. He follow national team. He give them the advices. He show that they can do what he has been doing in his time. So I think let us hope good, or I think that Cameroon can just do good for the first game.
They were speaking there to Mirabo Mahop, who's in Qatar and ensuring coverage of the tournament for Canal International. Meanwhile, some fans of the beautiful game across Cameroon are finding fault with the World Cup fixtures. Many say the schedules for some of the games make it impossible for them to watch, as they might be on duty when the matches are played. Gladys Ambo has been asking some of them how they are readjusting their timetables to make sure that they can catch glimpses of some of the games. A report.
Cameroon and Qatar falls on different time zones, and this constitutes a hindrance to many football fans from watching the competition in its entirety. I am a struggling young man, and during the hours matches are played, I am on the road transporting passengers. As a football fan, if the matches are played at hours that are convenient, I will watch. It is a passion. Some matches are played at 10 a.m. I cannot abandon my daily bread just to watch the matches, whereas matches played by the indomitable Lions might attract more Cameroonians. Many fans say they would readjust their schedule just to watch their country play the World Cup competition. I am not a football fan per se, but when it concerns the Lions, I must watch. I am a strong supporter. I will modify my work program. I have discussed with my boss to grant me the permission to leave the job sites earlier and brave the traffic jam in order to reach my house early enough to watch some matches of the competition. With limited matches to be broadcast by the media that has the sole right to broadcast images of the competition in Cameroon, football fans might certainly not enjoy the World Cup as expected.
That was Gladys Ambo reporting there. And as the fiesta continues unfolding with minor and major surprises, so is interest gradually rising amongst fans in Cameroon. And on the sidelines, fan zones are sprouting almost on a daily basis now across the country. Sherifa Saleh says in Douala, Cameroonian music, Cameroonian dishes are high on the menu, especially in the lead-up to the expected Cameroon versus Switzerland encounter come Thursday.
The indomitable Lions will play their first match of the Qatar 22 World Cup this November 24, accommodate thousands of Lions supporters. Final adjustments have been made.
Everybody on deck, plus that will increase day by day right to the end of the competition. We have 3,000 to 5,000 daily visits that we are expecting there.
Here at Pakuvita Bonamusadi, everything is set. Various stands have been fitted, waiting for football fans.
But because when you watch it at the fan zone, there's a lot of ambience, as I can say. There are many people who come, to cheer up. And since we want the Lions to bring back the cup here in Cameroon, so it'll be to me, it's very, very important for me to watch it at the side where they are supporters.
Yeah, at home, I will not see how people are jubilating. The jubilation would not be so exciting.
For supporters who have not been able to make it to Qatar, a majority of them in Douala intend to experience it on the giant screens of these different fan zones.
Now, this may sound, and we're moving on to something else now, it may sound like a fictional cut from a sordid movie, but it is real. A woman has allegedly snuffed the life out of a 2-year-old baby and dumped the corpse in a well, all in bids to embark on a journey to Europe. Dee Maureen says the hideous crime was enacted in Banga in the Mungo division of Cameroon's littoral region. A report.
The news ripped throughout the town of Banga, sending shocking waves down the spines of onlookers. The 22-year-old mother is said to have killed her own 2-year-old baby and dumped her remains in a well. Neighbors only discovered the abominable act as they fetched water from the well. I pulled water from the well. I did not know there was a child inside the well. One of my neighbors alerted me that there was a baby inside. That's when we took a close look and discovered a baby was in the well. According to reports, the 22-year-old mother had expressed the wish to travel out of the country for greener pasture. She saw her baby as an obstacle and decided to end her life. Nobody, even family members, could tell how and when she started nursing such criminal behavior. But everyone is terrified by what they described as devilish intentions. In small groups, they question, but with no answers. Finally, some just burst into tears out of pain.
The woman
How can a woman carry a baby in her womb for 9 months, groom her baby for 2 years, and later kills her baby and dumps her in a well? She needs to be killed on the spot. The suspect struggles to escape after her actions, but was arrested at the Banga Territorial Brigade. She will be presented to the State Council in the days ahead for questioning.
Now, figures from the Ministry of Transport indicate that some 3,000 persons perished in road crashes across Cameroon in 2021, and lots more suffered injuries of varying degrees. Tonight, we focus on the plight of surviving road accident victims across Cameroon and the intervention of insurance companies, which critics say is almost always highly questionable. Hyacinth Chia reports.
The procedures have always been tough for some Cameroonians getting assisted by the insurance companies in times of need. At times, victims of road accidents end up losing their lives in hospitals because of lack of money to pay bills, even when they are up to date with their insurance contributions.
Les assurances aujourd'hui ont découragé la population parce qu'au départ, ils ne payaient pas.
The Dribbles and Liens, the African association in charge of accompanying victims of road accidents, has attributed to ignorance and doubtful agencies.
We must know how and where to assure our car. That is something very important. But people doesn't know it, or people that like at time to go and get something that is very cheap. And something is cheap, it means that it's a fake insurance. And how to interpret your contract of acts of insurance.
And in commemoration of the World Day for the Remembrance of Road Traffic Victims last November 20th, sensitization campaigns have been stepped up to limit the green cases.
We go around the school, primary school, we inform our children, our younger brothers, how to avoid insurance accident. We go into the park to inform them about how to avoid the accident.
Road Transport Syndicate leaders have equally called on the Ministry of Transport to set up initiatives to regularly sensitize drivers on ways of preventing road accidents and training them on first aid measures to rescue passengers.
Now, trade exchanges between Nigeria and Cameroon are progressively witnessing fresh momentum following the November 3 inauguration of a bridge across the Cross River connecting both countries. It is along the Bamenda-Enugu Highway. The customs departments of both countries have been brainstorming with regards to maximizing revenue collection as a result of that inauguration. Ines Ondoambala reports from the Southwest region.
Commercial exchanges between Cameroon and Nigeria have intensified on the Bamenda-Manfe-Koka-Bakaliki-Enugu corridor. The movement of persons and their goods have increased following the opening of the Cross River Bridge.
Now you can leave your house 3 hours, 2 hours away. You already reach where you are going. So we are so happy. Because when there's road, we have good things. So we pray for good things to come in our community.
We hope that with the coming of this road, there will be more development along the two borders. The business sector will boom a lot. Because with the coming of this road, it will facilitate movement. People leave from other places and come and settle here.
This infrastructure will go a long way to boost Cameroon and Nigeria economy, as the custom administration of both countries are expected to collaborate so as to fight against smuggling, counterfeit and fraud.
Both countries have a bilateral agreement that has put together this project. We have the joint border posts, and on the other hand, we have the Ekok-Mfum bridge on the Cross River State. With the opening of the bridge, the crossing circulation is now free.
Here in Ekok, the Chief of Custom Main Office, Atanasius Edianjenge, and his collaborators are receiving a delegation of Nigerian custom officials. Representatives of both countries are reflecting on better ways to manage the joint border post. Subcommissions have been put in place to ensure that both local customs and administration play their part in respecting the law, increasing revenue collection, boosting the economy, and preserving the economic sphere. To achieve this goal, custom officials in Ekok need human, materials, and financial resources that will enable them to better carry out activities within the framework of the joint border post.
Now, a Cameroonian based in South Africa, a professor for that matter, has been ranked the world's second best mathematician. 37-year-old Abdon Atangana of the University of Free State was ranked amongst over 195,000 researchers, and that's for his contribution to the development of science. Gladys Sambo.
Abdon Atangana is a Cameroonian based in South Africa and an associate professor of applied mathematics at the Institute of Groundwater Studies of the University of Free State in South Africa. He has been ranked the second best mathematician in the world and 188 overall in the field of science, technology, and engineering. According to Stanford University, that made public the list of top 2% of the world's researchers, the best were chosen following the number of times their research works were cited over the course of their careers. The 37-year-old university don rose to prominence in 2020 when he was recognized as one of the 10 South African scientists in the top 1% of scientists on the Globe Clarivate's Web of Science list. Abdon Atangana is the author of various crucial mathematical ideas that are applied and pure mathematics. He reportedly created the Atangana Balieno fractional derivatives and integrals, which constitute a novel calculus and are based on the general Mittag-Leffler kernels. Since its inception in 2016, this fractional calculus is said to have been employed in various fields of science, technology, and engineering. He is also the creator of various concepts in epidemiological modeling, numerical analysis, and integral transformations, and pioneer of the fractal fractional calculus, which is employed in all domains of applied sciences. He also developed the most recent ideas known as piecewise differentiation and integration. In 2021, he was chosen as a Fellow of the World Academy of Science for his contributions to the development of science in underdeveloped nations. And in 2022, he has been ranked second best mathematician of the world from the list of 195,605 researchers that were on Stanford University's list.
Our congratulations to Professor Abdon Atangana and our gratitude to you for your loyalty, rather. Take the rendezvous same time tomorrow. In the meantime, Lil Pijo will be here for a hot debate on a topic of our choice. In the meantime, at 1950, Alain Ghislain Kanga comes up with more news in French. Thanks for being there, and bye-bye.